Oh, look at what I just pulled into. I got here just in time for this, little teeny size hail storm just come ripping through. A lot of lightning, pouring hail, sleet. Nasty. Okay, so we found one drop of blood about 250 yards from where the blood last dropped off. He's in between me and that last spot, so I drove around, and now I'm just gonna walk in super slow to see if I can stalk him, basically. So here goes nothing. Oh my goodness. I seriously just have to, I have to tell that what just happened. I am so like humbled by what has just happened since 7 o'clock this morning. This is the most, I don't even know how to explain what's going on right now. Look at this beautiful, beautiful buck. This was, I mean, this is a hunt of a lifetime. There's no way to describe what has happened today. It's like 2:45 in the afternoon right now. So I got him in the guts this morning. Thank goodness I stuck with it. He's behind him. What a massive, massive animal. Look at the girth on this buck. Oh. So I'll just kind of continue it. I mean, he's thick mass. It's got a double brow tine, 9-pointer, shorter tines. I bet you he's probably about 16, 15 and a half, 16 inside. But look at the mass on this rack. He's got rubs he's got tree bark all over his antlers. So what happened with this buck is I shot him at about 7 o'clock this morning. Right now it's probably 2:45, 3 o'clock. Little long whiskers on him. Nice mature buck. So this morning, 6:50, 7 o'clock, Rattle. Little spike horn comes right underneath my tree, walks away over the course of like 4 minutes. As soon as he gets out, I just let these little, like, when bucks are chasing does and they're just doing that, and they're nosing around. That's what I did. And this guy came running out. It all happened really quick. I had to turn away. He was at 30 yards. I had to turn away and let the arrow fly. I was pumped. I thought I heard the thwack. I thought I had a really good shot on him. But it turns out I was behind and I missed his vitals. I was behind his vitals. So I ended up letting him sit for about an hour. Well, 20 minutes I got out, looked for blood. There was a lot of blood and then the blood just dropped off. It's cold. The blood trail just dropped off. So what I ended up doing was going back to the cabin, changing out of my camo, my heavy stuff, and ended up putting in some light boots and started at this point now it's been about 3 hours since I initially shot. Came back out to the woods. I can't really explain what happened. I mean, honestly, I was praying to Grandpa and Dad. For some reason, I'm like, I just feel like I gotta go up here, and I went across the valley, up the other ridge, nothing was up there, and then all of a sudden I accidentally stepped on a little stick probably about 300 yards from where I first shot him, and it cracked. And as it cracked, I heard a deer jump not far away, and I thought, that's got to be that buck, because I already walked everything else off, and now I'm doing the other side. And he let me get too close to jump, so I went down there, and I'm not joking you, there was one spot of dirt that was turned over, and so it looked like this is where the noise came from. So I thought that this is where whatever deer that was, I couldn't see it, that it made that noise. And I looked down, and there was one single drop of blood, one single leaf underneath that turned over dirt, and it's literally at minimum 200 yards from where the last time I saw blood. I wiped it on my hand, and sure thing, it's blood. So the deer ran up this ridge. So I backtracked. I went all the way back to the Ranger, grabbed my gear, took the Ranger, and I drove the road up and all the way around him. And then I stalked this buck it took me about an hour and a half, and I tried to get downwind from him. And I mean, I lucked out big time, because I just thought, I'm like, he would probably want to stay on this ridge. And sure, I'm not joking you, I was walking so slow, and we're lucky it rained yesterday, because the woods was super quiet, and it's really windy out here today. And I was walking so slow, and I'm not joking you, within 12 yards, I just saw this deer, and it was just kind of like, it was like he was falling asleep. And I sat there and watched him for probably 20 minutes, and then he got up and he started walking towards me. And I got down to the point where I could shoot him without, deflecting, and he ended up seeing me, and he jumped off and ran off. Now I ended up following his blood trail for another, I don't know, I keep saying 200 yards. I'm going to say this is 200, 300 yards up and down all these ridges. Finally, I just literally walked up. I saw him off in the distance, and he was curled up underneath this tree looking off in the distance. This is his safe spot, must be his bedding area. And because it's raining and windy, he didn't know it, and I literally walked up within 8 yards of him, got down onto my knees, and harvested this beautiful animal.